Hi guys, it's Peter. So I'm recording another live session, this time from Casino Club. I'm using my black Pirate app, and you will see then I will play Fractal's algorithm, which is, let's say, my new one, newly introduced, my black Pirate app, and the whole name is Fractal Kinetics algorithm and equation. And you can compare the results from all three algorithms like velocity numbers, magsit and fractals. So, and also you will see then at the end, velocity numbers algorithm will have a little bit tough time, and in general will be 2 times not successful in the 3 times 8 spins, as is my default setup. But what is really interesting then, even so then there are, say, 2 times was not successful in these 24 spins, this velocity numbers algorithm. You will see then if you use one of my advices, then I do not stop exactly the progression after 3 levels as is calculated in an app, but I multiply my base bet normally with variance from average coefficient 5, which means if I have my base bet 40 cents, the next bet with this variance from average coefficient 5 will be 2, and I play next 2 rounds, I mean 2 times 8 spins with this highest base bet, and you will see how fast the velocity number algorithm is coming back from this one loss. So I think there will be risk reward ratio 2 to 1, and immediately after this non-success of 24 spins, if you would increase the base bet, as I said, for example this coefficient 5, and play another 5-6 rounds of 8 spins, it will be immediately in a plus, and because it was really successful after that one non-success. So this is exactly the benefit of that. So even you go through these 3 levels and you are a little bit in a drawdown, that's of course nobody likes that, that's clear. And but this version, or the option what you could do based on my recommendation, is multiply your base bet, do not increase the your base bet, and you would immediately win back everything what you just lost. This is, I think, one of the big mistakes what people do. So they are saying, then I currently played 3 levels, 24 spins not successful, so now I have to win, and therefore they continue still in the progression, but the progression goes very quickly up. If you are betting on 4 numbers, you will see then simply you should very soon pay, for example, like €10 per number per spin, and it's extremely expensive if you calculate how much it is just for 8 spins to pay such a high amount. And imagine then you will maybe hit, but you will hit on the last spin of this 8, so your profit will be small and the risk is high. Therefore I do not continue after these 3 levels with the constantly increasing bets, but I just increase base bet and playing like a flat betting next 1 or 2 rounds of 8 spins. And as my probability is quite high to hit, if I'm playing already 5 times 8 spins, so therefore I expect to hit soon and coming back from this loss and again back on track with the bankroll growth. This is my strategy, and how do I play it and approach this online RNG roulette, including of course then I'm betting on the numbers always predicted by Black Pirate app. So in general, at the end, 2 bankrolls will be in plus for magsit and fractals, and velocity numbers bankroll will be in minus, as I said, because of these 2 times not successful. But if I would be playing according to velocity numbers, this wouldn't be a problem, because immediately you will see then after this one loss, then there will be several rounds very fast and successful. So with this increased bet you would definitely be in a plus, and that's exactly the way how to approach the roulette, because tough sessions and tough time always will happen. So nobody can guarantee you profit or 100% sure winning system. So even then the prediction is, I think, quite nice and great help based on the algorithms and statistics and probability. It's always random number generator, so I'm always giving advice: be careful, do not increase your base bet so fast, do not play very long progressions. For example, for 40-50 spins you cannot pay that, it's simply too much, even for bigger bankrolls. So, but this approach, then you don't want to win everything immediately back. If you went through these 3 levels, is quite good and gives you a control. And do not, say, panic and saying now I have to immediately cover my loss. This is again one of the biggest mistakes. Then if you are down 200, which is simply normal and normal life, you want to immediately receive, somehow earn this 200 very soon back. So you are increasing your bets. Do not follow your rules, system, stop loss, nothing. Just quickly you wanna cover it, and this leads normally then you will lose even much more, if not the whole bankroll. So therefore also playing with my apps gives me a lot of control during the session. And I would say also keep calm, as a normal sentence or motto you can use it. So therefore this is again another benefit of the app. So come back to my, let's say, small update of my webpage, shareschoice.com. so you can see there then I am currently providing so-called flash discount for 2 apps, Mosquitoes apps and Black Pirate app. That's because the stock is going to be very soon 0. So for Black Pirate app there are currently just 4 copies available, and for Mosquitoes app it's something like 17 copies now available. And as I said, so it's my strategy, do not provide to so many people my apps, because I'm quite confident I like the outcomes and the results from these apps. So for me the income is focused on online RNG roulette, not about them to sell something, because this is not really any big huge income. But I wanted to give a chance several people worldwide to have these apps as well and try my approach. Then they can try the same way, following my rules and what I'm also teaching in my webinars and so on. So this was my aim, why I offered these apps to public. So as I said, several last copies are there. Just for information, VRSEDGE app, I don't, let's say, limit the copies. This is, I think, the quite nice classical analytic tool. So, and it's very cheap, this VRSEDGE app. So this you can always, let's say, if you decide to use for an analytical approach, you can always buy it and benefit from that. This is quite okay. But this Mosquitoes app and Black Pirate, I really limit it very much, because it's really forecasting app and they provide significant advantage for serious online roulette players. So come back to our live session. You can see then currently, if I compare it, as I said, you see then the fractals max hit both in plus, but velocity numbers in a minus, because there was one unsuccessful round, which is simply live and it's normal, can happen. But you will see now how fast velocity numbers will come back, so how accurate the predictions after this non-success will come. So now if I would be playing velocity numbers, I would increase my base bet to 2, and you will see then the loss from one unsuccessful session would be very quickly back and in plus. So in the app I didn't change the base bet because I'm betting on fractals, therefore, and base bet is calculated for all 3 algorithms, so therefore I keep still 40 cents. But in reality then I would be playing with the velocity numbers. I would already use my variance from average coefficient 5 for several next rounds. And you can see then for velocity numbers, now it's risk reward ratio, it was 2-to-1 when it was non-successful, and now it's already 4-to-1, so immediately 2 times successful. And as I said, you will see then very quickly there will be 7 or 8-to-1 risk-reward ratio for this velocity numbers algorithm. So we'll come back to fractals, currently 5 to 0, and I think magsit and fractals, they will stay with the 0 in risk-reward ratio field, so for non-success they will be always successful in these 3 levels of 8 spins. And you can see now velocity numbers again very fast going up, so it's already 6 to 1, so you would immediately recover all your loss if you just use my rule. Of course, nobody can guarantee then once you increase your base bet, let's say to 2, then you immediately will win. This is simply not, but based on the probability, it's very likely then this will be the case, and you will cover your loss and you reset your base bet from 2 to 40 cents and continue with the bankroll growth. This is exactly the best approach and strategy which works for me. And in worst case, if really you cannot hit in 3 levels, you cannot hit in 4 and 5th level with the increased base bet, so you are in some kind of drawdown, it's okay, but maybe still it's not touching your stop loss which you define, hopefully, and you can still think about maybe flat betting again 2 per number, 1 more round, and if you reach your stop loss, then you take a break and come back next day, because this situation happens extremely, like a rare case, I can tell you. So I received some questions where I already hit my stop loss during my challenge. Yes, one time I had to take my stop loss, it was some weeks ago, it was 500, it was simply a very difficult table and session, but I was always following my rules and using my apps, and mostly Black Pirate and one of the algorithms that time velocity number. Now I'm playing using fractals, and so I recovered from this loss very quickly, and I'm still, let's say, going to challenge my 100k challenge and still keep on track. I know then it's still a very long way to go. This is normal, but if I can really make it, and I would even turn 400 to 10,000 for example, even this would be absolutely great success, I think. Very nice. But let's see. So you know all my strategy rules and apps, and so you can also benefit from that. So I would say thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.